All right. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Will, and I'm back with another episode of the Inspired Geeks podcast. I'm here with my boys Willie and John.
Yeah.
What's good, y'all?
Hey, so we're doing things a little bit differently this time. We're doing like video intros just so you can see our faces and not just our voices and get to know us a little bit better. So this will be an ongoing thing, going forward. We'll do the intros and then we'll transition over to our audio podcast. But again, this is just something that we're gonna do just to kind of improve and make the podcast a little bit more personal for everybody going forward. In today's episode, we are actually going to be talking about the Microsoft acquisition of Activision and Blizzard and all that good stuff. We're going to be talking about some games and movies that we have seen since the last episode. And yeah, just a lot of catching up, and you know how we do. So sit back and grab that popcorn and drink, and we will see you in the episode.
Deuces, y'all. See y'all soon.
Peace. All right, y'all. So once again, this is the Inspired Geeks podcast, and we are back again with another episode with my boys Willie and John. And like we previously mentioned, we're just going to be talking about a lot of things that have recently happened, like the Microsoft acquisition, some of the shows that we've been watching since the last episode. And you know how we do. We just going to be catching up with y'all and just having that natural conversation that we usually have. So yeah, what y'all want to talk about first? Y'all want to?
We can get into Activision and Blizzard.
Yeah,
That's fine.
So yeah, that actually. So listeners, I'm sure y'all are aware that actually happened. Actually, this past week in July, I think it was like the 10th or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where they had this big thing in the courts with Sony and Microsoft and the FTC. Going over that huge deal, and they actually approved it. So now Microsoft owns Activision, Blizzard, Bethesda. So it sparked like a lot of fanboy console war discussions on Twitter. Especially, I saw a lot of that, and it's crazy that that's still going on. I'm like, it's been years. I'm like, y'all, we. I mean, I know not everybody's my age, but I'm like, we're all older now. I'm like, this is like 2003 where it was like raging, you know what I mean? But anyway,
Right.
I mean, I think I've not been shy about the fact that I am a little bit more keen towards PlayStation than I am for Xbox. So I'm by no means like a rabid fanboy. I'm a gamer first. Like, I like all games, I love Gears and Halo. But over the years, Microsoft has just kind of let me down, and I kind of shifted more to PlayStation and Nintendo. But my feeling is, I think it is good for gaming because it'll make Sony step their game up. Like, they'll focus more on providing good exclusives and experiences for the gamers, and then Xbox players now have a good library of games now. Because it was kind of dry on the Xbox side for many, many years. So that's how I feel about it. I mean, I don't think it's like a sneaky, underhanded thing that Microsoft did. I mean, Sony has, let's call it a spade here. Sony has done the same thing. They got Spider-Man on lock. So I can't really say a whole lot. But yeah, how do y'all feel about it? I mean, I feel that it's overall good for the gaming industry, but what are y'all thoughts?
I mean, it's great. It's great that they got Activision and Blizzard, but I mean, I like me personally, I can't name you a bunch of games outside of like Call of Duty, because Call of Duty is the main cash grabber when it comes to Activision.
Definitely.
So, yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good in that aspect because it's like everybody's going to keep buying Call of Duty. Call of Duty is universal. So, and then I think they just made another deal with Sony about keeping Activision or something like that. So that means that Sony will keep Call of Duty on their platform. So I mean, that's great, but if they're talking about like growing the business and growing Microsoft to what they think it will grow to, they need to be more creative, because it's like when I look at when I look at the specials during the summer when they talk about all of the games that are coming to the console, so to Xbox and like PlayStation or whatever, Xbox more specifically, it doesn't really grab my attention as much as Sony does, and that's just me being real, because I could tell you right off the bat that after watching the showcase with Sony, I'm leaning more towards Sony than I am Xbox. Like, now I've always been an Xbox fan. I always started out with Xbox. Xbox has my heart when it comes to like the Game Pass and the expansiveness of retro gaming when it comes to Xbox, because you don't get a lot of that on Sony. But more so when it comes to like standalone games like Spider-Man, Wolverine, or whatever, like you said, I'm leaning towards Sony as well. So I'm happy. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy for Xbox that they acquired Activision and Blizzard. But they need to develop a better way of expanding the console and expanding Activision as a whole, if they really do think that it's gonna bring in more gamers on that side. So we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm not really hopeful in terms of that, but I mean, they got Diablo. Diablo just came out. I heard that was pretty good, but
yeah, same. I heard it was pretty good.
But I don't know. I mean, maybe they might bring back what was the other one? It was like War. What was it?
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, World of Warcraft. There we go.
Yeah.
Like, if they want to bring that stuff back, of course you have all the people that have grown on that game. They'll end up buying that stuff. But nevertheless, that's great for Xbox and Microsoft. So we'll see where that takes them.
No, yeah, word. I'm in agreement with both of y'all. Like, as the both of y'all know, and probably the majority of my listeners, like, my second console was a PlayStation, so of course I've always been more privy and more like biased when it comes to PlayStation. But as Will said, like, I'm a gamer first. Like, of course I would never, like, back in the day, like, not go to my friend's house and not play the Xbox. Like, are you bugging? Like, let's get busy on this Halo. I don't have this game. I'm trying to get crazy. Like, when Gears dropped, I lost my mind. I was at the LAN party with my PlayStation shirt, like, set tripping, having a great time. Like, come on, man, this Gears. Like, definitely, I'm a gamer first and like fanboy second. But like, as Will also said, like, yo, we're grown. I'm playing anything I want to play. Like, it's not no gangs. It's not like I'm repping out here blue only. Keep that green away from me. Like, stop it. Like, my Mac, I have a Mac laptop. Like, I can't not like Microsoft.
Right.
Like, Apple, Microsoft, like, stop it. But like, as on the business side, like, it's a great move for Xbox, like Microsoft. I mean, it's hopefully rack them up some more money. Like, at the end of the day, like, of course they're going to use all the buzzwords talking about, we did this for the gamers. Like, stop it. It's a business. At the end of the day, it's like, we know what y'all did this. And as Will said, like, it's the same thing with exclusives. Like, if it was about the gamers, we'd allow Spider-Man to be on Xbox. If it was about the gamers, we let Activision just be for the both of us. Like, luckily, that was going to be my first question. I was going to ask, I was like, what did that mean for the future? Because if that meant, like, I couldn't play Call of Duty, or like PlayStation people couldn't play, it's like, yo, then it's not for the gamers. It's a business play. It's like, that's strategic warfare right there. It's like, yo, we're gonna take your resources. Call of Duty is like not only the best-selling Xbox game, but the best-selling PlayStation game. Like, it's Call of Duty, like Joe just said, it's universal. So like, the fact that now Call of Duty is going to be synonymous with the Xbox, but I guess they branched the deal where PlayStation could still receive the new releases, thank God, because then that would be crazy. So it's like, as I said, like, yo, shout out to Xbox making the power play in the deal. I personally don't own any Blizzard titles that I know of. Like, I know the biggest that comes to mind for me is World of Warcraft. So I hope that gets a resurgence. I hope Xbox does something with their new IP ownership, and we'll see what the future holds. But I'm glad it's not like, or hopefully won't be in the future, but like, I hope it doesn't come down to like, you know what, we do own this. Let's go back to the exclusive tipping whole Call of Duty for Xbox only. And it's like, yo, that would be crazy because Call of Duty isn't a PlayStation only or Xbox only game. It's just one of the best first person shooters that everybody enjoys to play. So you to lock that behind one console, like I would feel the same way, and I would be using the same rhetoric if the situation was flipped and it was Sony that acquired Activision. You know what I'm saying? Because that'd be grimy for all gamers. All we want to do is play the game on the consoles that we're allowed to afford, or the consoles that we enjoy playing the games on. Like some people, like as I said, as a kid, when you're gifted a console, you don't really get to choose it. And a lot of people don't have that luxury. It's like, yo, you get what you could. Some people happen to get that Xbox, some people happen to get that PlayStation. And then it was like, this is all I know. It's like, it's like not all households have Xbox and PlayStation. It's like, yo, that's a lot of money at the end of the day. So it's like, you get what you like what you like. If you start with Xbox, you most likely had a 360, Series X, went from there. Same with PlayStation. You most likely had a PS1, 2, PSP, 3, and went from there. Like, it's like just, you get what you get, you go. It's like, that's how the human brain works. But shout out to Xbox for the business play. Like, I'm not mad at the warfare. They're doing it. So hopefully they're true to their word and it's for the players and this doesn't turn nasty in the future.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I agree with everything that y'all said too. And I did want to point out too, and it came to my mind when you were talking, the Phil Spencer, I guess the CEO of Xbox Gaming Division, I think he is. He seems pretty cool. Like he does seem very gamer friendly. Like he kind of pushed for, PlayStation to keep, Call of Duty for the next 10 years and not make it an Xbox exclusive, which I appreciate. Just because, I may talk trash about Call of Duty, but like y'all said, it's a universal game. Pretty much every gamer, I would say, plays it or has friends. It's just that game you get like, okay, my friends got it, so I'm going to get Call of Duty too.
Yup. That's how I got into Call of Duty. My cousins was like, yo, you need to get on Modern Warfare 2. Like, where you been? Like, that's the perfect description for Call of Duty, bro. Like, that's on point.
Yeah, so, I mean, I appreciate him. And he even said he wanted to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo. Like, and that's something that rarely, if ever, happens. So I'm like, the next Switch, I guess, which they are saying is going to be as powerful as the PS4 and Xbox One, they're going to bring Call of Duty to a Nintendo console, which is, that's pretty big considering what we only, the last Call of Duty I remember was like on the Wii U, and it didn't have multiplayer.
That is nuts to think about.
Yeah, because I mean, the current Switch just can't run Call of Duty, the ones that are out now, like Modern Warfare 2. There's no way that can run on the Switch. With,
it will blow up.
It would truly take off.
Which would be, running. But I mean, like I said, I mean, as long as they kind of, I mean, of course, Xbox is going to have those exclusive Activision and Blizzard games. But like y'all mentioned, I'm not well versed with a lot of the games that Activision and Blizzard has, other than like Call of Duty and World of Warcraft and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else that I might miss as a PlayStation gamer. I mean, not no fanboyism, but I mean, I don't really think I would really miss a whole lot other than Call of Duty. I think Tony Hawk is like multi-platform. Wait, or is that going to be Xbox exclusive? I don't know. That might be.
No, it's on everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it's on the Switch. It's on PlayStation. It's on Xbox. So.
Okay.
The same with Crash Bandicoot racing and stuff.
Yeah, CTR racing and all that.
Yeah.
That because after a quick Google search, I was like, what are the other like IPs under Activision? And of course, the first paragraph was like, okay, so the portfolio includes intellectual properties developed by Blizzard Entertainment and King, so including Infinity Ward, Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, Toys for Bob, and Treyarch. So like, when I hear those names, I'm like, oh, I definitely have a couple games from them. Like,
I was like, it's Call of Duty too.
Yeah, but I was like, Toys for Bob made like all the remakes that I love, like the Spyro Reignited trilogy. I believe they made or had a hand in the Crash Bandicoot remastered. And and Raven Software, they've been here for a grip. Like they made the hits, like that Wolverine Origins video game. That was Raven.
That's what I was thinking when you
said.
Bro.
And I believe I could be wrong, but I know PS4 Wolverine is going to be a PlayStation exclusive, but I don't know if Raven has a hand in that, or I got to go back and see who are the creators of that too. But I'm like, I feel like it might go deeper than just a Call of Duty, because that's all we know. Call of Duty and World of Warcraft when it comes to Blizzard Activision. But I'm like, if they get the other it does say these are independent IPs, so maybe they're not a part of the acquisition, but I'm like, it's part of Activision. I know it's independent, but I'm like, these are still quote unquote your IPs. But as y'all said, the Reignited trilogy, CTR Racing, Tony Hawk's was on PlayStation and Xbox, but that was prior to this acquisition. So I don't know, but from what you're telling me, Phil sounds like cool peoples, and I'm glad he pushed for the Call of Duty to be on the PlayStation. So hopefully it stays for the gamers. From what I'm hearing and what I just learned from you, like, he sounds like he's good peoples and he's really for the gamers. So that gives me hope. It's so scary to hear acquisition. Like that's such a crusade word. Like, yeah, we acquired this whole IP.
Yeah.
And it's like, all I could think about is like when Microsoft got Rare, and it was like, well, Nintendo will never see a Banjo-Kazooie again. And then years later, we see him on like Smash Ultimate. Now, of course, Nintendo was being cool with Rare, but that took years, bro. It was like
many years.
Exactly. From the N64, we didn't see that until the Switch. That's like 3-4 generations. That's crazy to think about. But shout out to Phil. Hopefully it doesn't come to that, and we get some new IPs, and we just get more games for the gamers on all consoles. So fingers crossed, yo.
Yeah, bring Wolverine and Spider-Man to Xbox, please.
Yeah, word. Like, why not? Like, it's all that is a flex and a cash grab at this point. Not cash grab in that sense. It's like cash. It's like a cash blockage that Xbox won't get. That's what I mean.
Right. Yeah, it's just like when Sony announced Spider-Man for Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Yeah.
That had me pissed. I was like, yo, are you serious?
Yeah, that's like, real. Wow. That is real, man. Shoot, I remember when Soul Calibur 2, Xbox had Spawn, and GameCube had Link, and I had Heihachi. I was like, bro, I have Tekken. I play Heihachi already. I want Link and Spawn. I was shook.
Yeah, that's
it was either one or the other. You couldn't have both.
Exactly. Shook.
Right. Very true. Good points too. I had forgot all about that. And what's crazy too, I forgot too that like now Xbox owns Crash Bandicoot, and like it's not gonna be on PlayStation, but it started on PS1. That's weird.
Exactly. Like
weird. That's very odd.
That is nuts. Crash Bandicoot on the Xbox. I think Spyro too, because at some point I know Spyro's Insomniac, but like at some point I think the remaster was Toys for Bob, and that's one of the IPs on the Activision. So I'm like, dog, the PlayStation 2, the biggest PlayStation mascot, is gonna be on Xbox now. That's hilarious.
True.
That is common.
It's even funnier when you think about the fact that like Sony spent what $1 billion to buy Bungie, and now and now they're like a PlayStation studio, and I'm like, it's just kind of funny to me when you think about it like that.
You're absolutely right, man. It's like I feel like it always goes full circle. It's so crazy. It's like you would never think we would never be saying things like that. Like back in '95, of course, Xbox wasn't a thing, but it was like, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro, PlayStation. Yeah, it's like same thing about Bungie. It's like, that's everybody. It's like,
bro, that's probably one of the weirdest acquisitions to date. Like, because when I first hear about Bungie, the first thing that comes to mind of me is Xbox.
Exactly.
Yeah. Halo. Halo is number one on my list. Exactly. It's like, dang, man, are you kidding me? What the heck is what is PlayStation gonna do with Bungie?
That's what.
Come on, man.
Yeah, that whole acquisition didn't make sense to me because
that angers me.
It does me too, because I'm like, well, they spent all this. Sony spent $1 billion or whatever for Bungie, and the kicker is that they are not going to make any PlayStation exclusive games. They'll still come to Xbox. But I'm like, why did you spend $1 billion, Sony? Like, I don't understand your reasoning for that. But
dumb.
Yeah, the only PlayStation game that I played that was on Bungie was back in 2001. There was a game called Oni, but it was Bungie West, so I don't even know. They're probably not exist anymore. It's like Capcom Vancouver, how they're gone now.
Oh yeah.
Bungie West made this ill game called Uni, and I was like, oh shoot, because when y'all say Bungie, of course, all I think about is Halo. And then I looked down the list, I was like, Uni was Bungie? Oh, sweat, that's crazy. But I'm not getting the Uni remake ever. So I don't know what. You're absolutely right. I don't know what they're gonna do with Halo on a PlayStation. So whatever. Once again, business-minded folks, being business-minded. I'm just like, because that's not a game move. I'm like, nobody wants to play Halo on a PlayStation, dog. I promise you.
Right.
Yeah. It's a lot of funny coincidences now when you think about it, coming all full circle and everything. It's just kind of blowing my mind just sitting here thinking about how things have changed from early 2004 to 2023. It's like
yeah.
Man, what happened to the world?
Yeah.
Greed. That's what happened.
There it is.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, overall, like we said, I'm hoping, the gaming industry as a whole comes out on top because of this acquisition. Just makes each other better. It makes, PlayStation think outside the box and get better games. Nintendo step up their game, maybe upgrade the Switch because it's about time for a more powerful Switch at this point. Because it's sad that it's struggling to run like Pokemon now, one of their flagship games, and they can't even run the newest Pokemon now without a whole bunch of bugs and glitches.
Comedy.
Yeah, so, and I just feel like, overall, I'm not, no fanboyism here. I just think I am a little concerned about some things, but like if Phil is, honest to his word about Call of Duty and just trying to make things fair for everybody going forward, then I'm cool with it. And I'm just looking forward to see what, is in store for all gamers, Xbox and PlayStation and Nintendo fans included. So I think it's a good thing. So
definitely.
Yeah. That's all that I had on that, unless y'all had any more comments on the Microsoft acquisition.
No, I think I'm got my venting stream off.
Yeah, I'm good off that.
Yeah, and now we can just kind of go into, I know listeners, it's been a minute since we did a podcast for you, and a lot has happened. So I know there's a couple of movies that came out since the last episode, and a couple of games I know that I've been playing, so we can kind of just do our usual catch-up conversations with y'all. Well, for me, first off, I just want to say, and I know I'm late, listeners, if you have not seen Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse yet, go see it. Like it, I told the guys about it because I was hyped for it, but I didn't expect the movie to blow me away like it did when I saw it. I was like, I was just kind of unprepared of how good it was going to be. It's like just the animation, the story, the meanings behind the character arcs, and like the little meanings behind, the character motivations, and just, the parallels between Miles and the Spot, the villain, and then of course that big cliffhanger ending that's just like got you hyped for the next one, and then the fire soundtrack that I've been having on repeat on my iPhone.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just an amazing movie. Like it just, Shameik Moore, Haley Steinfeld, like the whole cast just did their thing on that. And I know it's a little bit of controversy surrounding like the artists spending like insane amount of overtime trying to make the deadline for that movie, and we don't know when we're gonna get part 2. They said next year, but it's highly unlikely that deadline.
Yeah.
But I mean, still, it's a great movie to see if you're a Spider-Man fan. There's a lot of great cameos in there. I'm sure y'all heard about one. I'm still not gonna spoil it, but it's one live action cameo that's really cool. That gets me hyped for the MCU, and just the whole concept of canon events and what it means to be Spider-Man. Man, the movie just is beautiful. Like it's all I can say. Like it's probably in my top 5 movies of the year. Like I think I might like it a little bit more than Guardians 3. And that's crazy because I love Guardians 3, but I'm like, I think I like Spider-Verse a little bit more than that. So that was really good. So that's all I want to say about that. And then in terms of gaming, for me, I've just been playing a lot of. Surprisingly, I've been playing a lot of Call of Duty. And I've been playing, of course, Tears of the Kingdom. Like that game's addictive too on my Switch. I want to get a capture card because like some of the things that I've built now, I progressed further than I have the last time I talked about it. And I've built like this big robot that just makes all the battles super easy for me. Super easy for me now. I got like this banging like helicarrier that I built, like that I travel around the sky, just like shoot grenades down. Like it's just insane. Like your imagination can just run wild in that game, and I really appreciate it. Like they did their thing on Tears of the Kingdom. Like it's my favorite Zelda game for sure. Like top tier.
That's what's good. That's what I like to hear right there.
Yeah, like it is deserving of a 10 out of 10 review score that it's got. Like I haven't played a game where like the wildest thing that you can think of building, and more than likely you can build it in that game. Like it's just it blows me away every time. But yeah, that's basically what I've been playing. And then I got back into Mortal Kombat 11 a little bit once I saw all the previews for Mortal Kombat 1. So I've been playing that and getting waxed a little bit on.
I hear you, man.
But yeah, those are the main games I've been playing. Like, for some reason, I get into Call of Duty heavily, then I get bored of it. But right now, I'm in that phase where I'm just like playing it daily. So that's me. I don't know what y'all been up to lately.
Honestly, like you said, I watched me and my girlfriend, we watched Into the Spider-Verse. That was really good. I enjoyed that movie a lot, man. I haven't really, other than that, I haven't like watched. I've been meaning to watch Transformers, Rise of the Beast, because I'm a big fan of Beast Wars. So I've been meaning to watch that. So I have to go and see that sometime. What else came out recently? So what else came out recently?
It was Spider-Man, Transformers. I did see that as well. What else came out?
Flash came out. I haven't seen that one yet.
Oh yeah,
Flash came. I did. I forgot I saw it because it was
probably won't.
Yeah,
like to be honest with you, man, like it's just so hard for me to separate Ezra from the character, because like I see that their face on the screen, and I'm just like, okay, I just can't. I can't. Even like the commercials and the previews, I'm like, yeah, I can't separate the two. It's just impossible. But maybe when it comes on HBO, whenever that comes on, I'll probably look at it. You know, I'll give it a chance. But from what people were saying, Michael Keaton steals the show in that. So
yeah,
if that's the case, then that's what I'm looking forward to, because Michael Keaton is the GOAT.
Yeah,
Batman. So, but as for now, it's just been Into the Spider-Verse for me. Gaming, I'm on the Call of Duty wave too. They just added in some stupid update for the boys, so now you get like the Compound V, and you can use Compound V in the game. You can use like eye lasers or teleportation or like electrical charge or whatever. And it's the dumbest thing, honestly. It's really turning into Fortnite at this point, but I still play it. So why am I complaining? You know. But I've been tapping into my library recently, so getting back into like Tekken Tag Tournament 2, getting into Tekken 6, what else? Street Fighter 4, Ultra Street Fighter 4. What else? JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, been hopping on that. FIFA, of course. I love me some FIFA. My Switch, I've been hopping into the Messenger. That was the game by Devolver. What else? Smash, you name it. So I have a lot of games to get into. I'm really trying to like tap into the PS1 Mini whenever this capture card comes in, because I want to create some clips on that. You know, and then we can all hop on like Switch and do the whole capture card thing where we all play together and everything. So I'm really looking forward to playing the backlogs of my games, because there's a lot. Oh, man, there's so many. You know. But yeah, that's pretty much it for me.
All right.
Word. No, yeah, I hear you on that. Like the both of y'all. Me and my girl also saw. No. Becca has not seen Spider-Man yet, which I might. No. Yo, I actually, as you were talking about Spider-Man, I was like, let me go try to find a ticket so I can actually show her this movie, because we've both been busy. But of course, I saw it like, I think the opening weekend I was able to catch it with my man, because it was after Will told us how amazing it was, and then my man, shout out my man Coleman, DJ Casanova, he was like, bro, no. The same day he saw it, he was like, we got to see this tonight. It's like that. I was like, oh, sweat. I was like, yo, we got tickets. Of course, it was like me, my man Denny, and Coleman. We couldn't sit together, but he was like, yo, it doesn't matter. It is that good. Like, listen. And what everybody's saying on this podcast and whatever you've been reading and what I've been hearing, positive, of course, it's like that, yo. Like, definitely, I know we're late to the party talking about it, but if y'all have not seen that movie, do yourself a favor. It's like visual legal drugs. I feel like my brain was on a roller coaster of just like the aesthetic, the colors, how vibrant it was, and just the different amount of animations throughout that film. Like, I know those artists were going through it, and those voice and the VFX artists were going through it, and just the animators in itself. Like, I understand. Like, I can't imagine. My eyes and my fingers and my will would just be on the floor after creating a spectacle like that, because I see the hard work in that movie, and I definitely want to see it again. So that was a spectacle. The only thing is, it's crazy. I'm surprised that they didn't do this, or maybe they didn't. I came in the showing late, but they should have had some type of disclaimer for the bright flashing lights, because bro,
right.
What do you mean? Yes.
So luckily I'm not an epileptic or anything, but that movie could have easily changed that, because like, I'm talking about the title screen alone, dog. And then it's just, they throw their foot through the gas pedal after that. It's like, I hope your eyes can handle this, because you're really about to go for a trip. But I definitely want to see that movie again. Might have to make that a date with my girl today, because that any excuse to see that movie, I'm there for. It's so good. Besides that, I'm also really relatable to JoJo. I haven't seen anything else. Like, besides Spider-Man, the last movie I saw was Evil Dead Rise, which of course was amazing. But besides that, in theaters, the newer movies, I'm slacking. Like, I want to see The Flash. I know I already heard his butt. Like, I heard a couple people mention it. Like, I know a couple people like actually like enjoyed it, and it's like, all right, cool. It's like I could probably pull things from that movie I enjoy, because it's like I rock with The Flash. Like, of course, we know Ezra Miller is his own entity of a terrorist or whatever. But like, in the movie itself, I'm like, all right, cool. I'll probably, because me and my girl actually, like, prior to The Flash coming out, we just rewatched like the Flashpoint Paradox, and Will was like, come on, the comic is fire, and the animation they did for it, on point. Like DC has always been killing Marvel when it comes to the animated films. Like,
Oh yeah,
like
they pump like 5 out every year.
You feel me? Like every DC animated film that comes out is straight heat. So like I have no problem with their animated film. So like after seeing that and like of course knowing that the Flash movie is essentially Flashpoint Paradox, its own little rendition of it, I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna definitely enjoy parts of it. So, but I'm gonna probably just wait for that to drop on HBO Max or wherever the streaming they choose of, because that's coming to TV soon. If Shazam drops like the day after, and same with Black Adam, I can only imagine, because none of this is part of the Snyderverse. So like we're gonna get this, not Snyderverse. This is part of the quote unquote Snyderverse. This isn't part of the James Gunn universe that's about to come out. So I already know we're gonna see this real quick. So I ain't worried about that. Transformers, I need to see that because Beast Wars, all that. I love that show coming up. I hear the theme song. I had the N64 game. That game was crazy. Also trash, but it was but the nostalgia was there. It's Beast Wars. If you like Beast Wars, it's something to laugh at and play with the homies. But recently, the games that I've been playing is I jumped back on Evil West because I want to beat that game, and I forgot how much fun that game actually was. Loving Evil West. I love the fighting and the gore, and like, you know what Evil West was like when I was playing it last night? It smacked like the Van Helsing movie and game. Like,
oh really,
bro? Like, I know the Van Helsing game was more like a Devil May Cry copy. So, Evil West doesn't play like Devil May Cry, but the vibe, the story, the characters, like the Western, it's all Van Helsing. Like the weapons you have, the moves you do, like you're fighting werewolves, you're fighting vampires, you're fighting different demons. Like just YouTube some gameplay of Evil West and tell me that's not a Van Helsing game in like a current generation, because that's the best way I can explain it. I feel like that's probably why I love this game so much, because that movie is just so near and dear to my heart. So like I just feel like I'm playing the unlicensed Van Helsing game. So that's been keeping me up, loving that. I'm like y'all with Call of Duty. I'm like, I will play for a mean streak and then just drop it, and like it's not like riding a bike for me. I'll drop it and then forget everything. I'm just like, well, I'm trash now. I'm like, what happened? I'm like, yeah, exactly. I'm like, did I get trashed, or these kids like not stop playing it and just got better? So like, I think it's a little bit of both, but I want to jump back on. Just hearing Call of Duty, I'm like, that is mad fun online. Like that's probably one of the most fun I have online with the games that I have. Like besides the fighting games, of course, but you don't always have fun online with fighting games if you're not like a pro.
Facts.
Yeah, it's like most of the time it's just a grind to be like, all right, if I'm jumping online, I'm playing to get better, because the majority of people online in certain games are most likely better than me. I'm talking, of course, like the Street Fighters and like the more combo heavy games, not combo heavy games, but the other big threes that I don't play as much. Like the Tekken, I can actually hold my own a little bit. Mortal Kombat 11, I can hold my own a little bit. But a Street Fighter, as I'm a filthy casual. I love Street Fighter, but jumping online with that game, sorry about it. Eat me alive, dog. Like, of course, I'm not saying it's gonna be a sweep every time, because like we get busy on Street Fighter, but there's definitely some days it's like, oof, all right, that's 5 in a row. I'm about to turn this off right now.
That's what happened to me 2 nights ago. I kept losing and everything. I was like, I'm going to sleep, man.
Yeah, dog. Like,
I'm done.
You ain't gonna have me fall asleep in a bad mood. Like, let me switch the game and get this dub. But yeah, it's been surprisingly. I need to jump back on Street Fighter 6. As much as I love that game, I have not been playing that game as much as I would be if like I was playing it with the homies, because like, of course the story's cool going through your own creative character, that joint, but I'm like, I feel like I have more fun playing with like, it's like, since I'm from the couch co-op era, I love playing my games with like my friends like next to me. Not that I don't love playing it with like online with like the homies that I know, or like even strangers, because like I love that, but like it's a different energy when you're playing with your girl, or like with somebody in close proximity of you, so you can like have that energy, talk that smack, see their expression, like make the jokes, like bump each other when y'all do something stupid, like things like that. So it's like I love playing those games like either with her or like with one of the homies that are like close by. But so far, Evil West, I jumped back on Kingdom Hearts 2 Final Mix. Which
come on.
Always. Oh my god! Every time I say Kingdom Hearts, I just hear the theme song. But
Same.
In my sanctuary.
Come on, Tada, sing it, please. But yeah, I've been getting busy with that, loving it. Probably drop some clips of that game. Also got the capture card. I'm still steadily learning how to work with that. Just like JoJo, I can't wait to jump on the PS1 and just lose my mind with all the classics and the clips we can drop with that. So I'm gonna try to get busy on that. But like, yeah, a lot of the recent games I've been playing have been like, of course, you know me, I feel like whenever I jump on here and the question is asked, I'm like neck deep in these retro games, or like my backlog is just trying to take over my soul, because I still have like the Final Fantasy, what is it, the Retrograde remake? I still have that on my place in my library. I need to play that. I got what is it? Because once again, when they had the PSN Plus, all these free games, all these free downloads each month, I was just like, why not? Even if I don't like know about it or heard about the game, it's a free game. I'm gonna download it. What do you mean?
Right.
So I gotta go through that and actually give these other games a try instead of like going to what I know. Like I gotta like expand my palette, if you will. Like just branch out and just, because I got a lot of games that are begging to be tried out. So like I'm gonna see what's good with that. But in the meantime, I'm gonna just drop more of these clips of the games that I know are fun. Like I'm way too excited to drop clips to like my PS3 library, because you know we got the crazy mess with the Marvel's Capcom 1 and 2. We got the Ultimate Marvel's Capcom God Hand, the PS2 game. I can't wait for that.
Bro, please drop clips of that.
Dog, I cannot
Yeah.
wait.
I love God Hand.
Exactly. I got way too excited. I was like, oh, I can record God Hand.
Oh.
And then my of course, JoJo reminded me I can actually for once record the Gundam gameplay. Come on, dog.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, that's gonna be different. But yeah. And Metal Gear Revengeance with
Raiden? Yeah.
Yes.
I love that game. That game is good.
Dog, it's so amazing. I can't wait.
I had the demo one time, like back.
The demo went stupid, man.
Yeah.
That's the main reason I was like, oh yeah, I need this game.
Yeah.
So yeah, steady learning how to do that, make these clips fun. But that's the main thing, just having fun with these old games, just old playthroughs. But no complaints with that. I'm trying to think of. I need to jump on the Switch, because I know they dropped some more classics on the Sega, so I need to give that a try too. Like shout out to that Nintendo Switch online service, because they're still dropping some heat. Waiting for Pokemon Stadium 2, but I'm patient. You know what I mean?
And the original Pokemon games too, and they need to drop those.
Exactly. Y'all got the Game Boy and Advance. Come on, put the two together, give us what we need. But yeah, that's what I've been playing, man.
Word. And I forgot all about it. I guess I've just been all over the place and busy, but I did see the Flash and Transformers. The Flash, the listeners, I'm sure y'all probably saw it too, but I'll let y'all know I'm not a big fan of it. Not just because of Ezra, just because the movie I feel isn't very good. Yeah, I saw it and it's just like one of those movies like I literally forgot about until y'all mentioned it. I was like, oh yeah, I did see that. That's how forgettable that movie is. Like it's just and the CGI, like it's really bad in that movie. And they try to justify it. Yeah, it's like it looks like PS3 graphics, bro.
I've heard that scares me coming from you too, because I trust your opinions. But I've heard that around the way, and I was like, oh, it can't be that bad. Nah, Will saying it too, bro.
It do.
Now I'm shook.
Like it literally, I was sitting in the theater like, how did this get released in theaters? I was like, this is like a PS3 like graphics right now.
Oh nah, dog.
And then when I came home and looked on Twitter, the director was like, yeah, it looks like that because that's how the Flash would see it, you know, going through. I'm like, not really. I'm like, so you would look. He's saying like the Speed Force, like he's going so fast, everything looks like, you know, CGI.
Yeah, I think I saw that comment on Twitter. I was like, okay.
And I was like, no. That's the terrible justification for that, man.
Yo,
he put a Band-Aid over that.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, that's how the Flash would see it. I'm like,
that's not how we see it.
Yeah, that's not how we see it. So yeah, I mean, overall, like they said, like Michael Keaton is the standout. If you do see it, like he is the reason to see that movie. Just because I had a big smile when he pops up on screen and you hear the old Batman theme and all of the stuff from the '89 film. Like it's some crazy Easter eggs, and you do find out a little bit what happened to some of his villains. I won't spoil that, but I thought that was kind of cool.
Word.
But yeah, he still got it, even at his age. Like, there's some scenes in the trailer that you see with him, and the actress that plays Supergirl, she does a really good job in her limited screen time. Like, so if you go see it for her, she's only in the movie for about maybe like 15 minutes.
Dang.
Yeah.
They made it seem like she was in the movie the whole time.
No, she shows up about halfway through, and then she disappears and shows up near the end. So about 15 minutes. So.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And it's just And then the cameos that they talk about, again, spoiler alert. Nick Cage is in the movie as the Superman from that forgotten '90s movie that never got made.
Wow.
And it's actually Nick Cage. I'm like, I thought it was CG. It was actually him.
Oh gosh.
That's hilarious.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is the end of the Snyderverse though. Like, you could tell, like, they're just DC's like, yeah, this is just gonna be the end of his. We're rebooting this, so it really doesn't matter what happens in that movie, unfortunately. So yeah, I mean, I will definitely wait till it hit HBO Max for that.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, Transformers though, I think it's worth seeing. I did enjoy that a lot.
Hey.
The best Transformers movie, I would say, since the first one, for sure.
Ooh. Like the first one? Like the Michael Bay joint?
The first Michael Bay.
Oh wow.
Man.
That's saying a whole lot.
Yeah. Like I enjoyed it way more. Well, yeah. The first Michael Bay movie I really enjoyed just because like that was the first time seeing like Optimus and the Transformers like in live action.
Definite.
And that scene where they come to Earth, I still, if it pops up in my YouTube feed, I'll stop and watch it. It still brings back the feels and nostalgia from that first time I saw it. I was like, yeah.
I mean, I'm right there with you too, but like once he started doing the whole like over sexualization of like the females in his movies, I'm like, all right, bro, you lost me, because it's like that's all your attention is set on,
and it focused way too much on the humans. Like,
no. So I'm kind of glad they brought it back to Gen 1.
Yeah,
they took a new route and everything. So I will say though, I forgot which one it was. I think it was the Megatron turned into Galvatron, and like all the new vehicles and stuff.
Right.
Got made. I think that was a good one.
Which one? What was it?
The Age of Extinction.
Yeah, that's
that
it.
One?
Yeah, that's it.
Ah, okay. And then they had that bounty hunter.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Okay. But nah. But yeah, I really, me personally, I really enjoyed Bumblebee.
Right. That was good. I forgot about that one.
Yeah. Well, they brought back the old Generation 1 Starscream and all that. So I'm looking forward to watching it. I think it's I was just trying to find it on my bootleg site. And they haven't HD and it looks good. So I might end up watching that today later on.
There it is.
Yeah. It's worth watching for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm hoping to see what's his name? Unicron in that joint.
Yeah.
In his full form, not his half form.
Yeah, he's in there. I don't want to spoil it, but
okay. Yeah, I know he's in it. I seen the planet.
Yeah.
Everything.
And then I will say, Pete Davidson does a really good job as Mirage in that movie in Beast Wars. I mean,
word.
Yeah, he's a standout character, and I do like how they portrayed Optimus in this one too. Like he's a little bit more serious and less trusting of humans. Which I appreciate. But yeah, it's a really good movie. Like it surprised me with how much I enjoyed that, because I was like, Transformers. Like I had got fatigue from the Michael Bay movies, but these new ones, these rebooted movies, are pretty good. Yeah.
That's what's good. Now that that gets me hyped. I definitely want to see that movie still, like over any other more recent movie that's out. Oh, I keep replaying that scene of them. I don't know if it was in Bumblebee when he was like telling her the story, or it was the beginning of the movie where they're on Omicron and that you show the segment of the war. I was like, oh god, this is what we want.
Yeah,
that was tough. Yeah, and I want to see that scene with the Beast and the Autobots and what are they called? What are the Beast Wars called, dog?
Maximals.
Yeah, Maximals.
Yep. When they're together going against them, I'm hyped for that scene especially. So cannot wait to see that flick.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it's set in the 90s, so the soundtrack is pretty good too.
Hey, come on, 90s bias, I'm right there.
Yeah, so I was bopping in theater. I'm like, okay, this movie's good. And stay for the post-credit scene. I don't know, they spoiled it a little bit on Twitter, but if y'all haven't seen it yet, it's interesting. Like the post-credit scene that they trying to set up for the next movie. It's like, okay, it caught me off guard when I saw it. I was like, but we'll see where it goes for the next movie.
Definitely. I'm here for that.
Yeah, for sure. Let's see here. And then I did want to talk briefly because I know it does impact what we talk about in our pop culture. Our love of comic book movies. It's the writer's strike and the actor's strike that's going on. I know I got a friend, shout out to Phil. He's from Hampton Roads. He also moved to Atlanta. He's done a lot of production work for Marvel. He worked on Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. Currently he is, out of work now because of the strike. So prayers and thoughts to him. But he brought up a good point when I talked to him earlier this week, just about how we need to really appreciate what actors and writers do to bring us, the entertainment that we love, comic book movies or whatever it may be. That they are people and they really do need the support from fans to kind of say, hey, we don't want reality shows 24/7, you know what I mean, or AI taking over for real actors who need to pay their mortgage or their houses or their apartments, So I definitely just wanted to talk, support that and let people know, if you do know anybody who's in the SGA, Writers Guild, stand with them during this time. It's rough for them. A lot of them, they lost their jobs. They're trying to struggle, make ends meet. They make the entertainment that we love. So definitely, just show them a little bit of support. That's all I want to say.
No, that's great, dog. Like, for real. You already know we're in both agreements when it comes to that because I know we talked about this before we started recording the pod, but it's nasty out here, man. Like the people that truly make the billions and millions, not billions, but the millions from these movies, or sometimes billions actually. It's like aren't the people who put the hard work in, like pen to paper, like costume designers, cinematographers, like the actual hard workers that created this spectacle. Like they're not getting paid. Like take that into consideration. That's one of the main reasons why this strike is going on. It's like we're busting our tails to make this. Why aren't we getting compensated for it? Like you're not going to be at work and take a crazy pay cut and act like it's all good. Act like it's all Gucci. That doesn't make sense. You wouldn't feel right. So that's essentially what's going on. Like part of the reason, of course, not all of it, but it's like, like exactly like Will said, if you know anybody like for real, know anybody going through that or like actually like trying to like express their creative freedoms with these movies and they're part of this strike, like support them any way you can, man, because it's nasty work going on in the Hollywood business and like this industry. It's not fair. I know that's life, but no, in this instance, it's nasty, not fair. Like it's like that's why they're on the strike. So it's like if y'all want new movies, it's like y'all better. It's like not like a threat, but it's like movies are essentially going to be at a halt. Like because like we were saying, it's like I don't think all of us want to see nothing but reality TV, or I don't think anybody wants to see a totally AI generated movie, or maybe the majority of the movies in the future be AI generated. I don't think we're gonna be down for that. So it's
it's not gonna generate more cash like today.
Nope.
Like for instance, let's say for instance you have Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible and he retires from making Mission Impossible movies, and they generate some artificial intelligent actor that's similar to him. It's like that's not going to cut it because, first of all, Tom Cruise does his own stunts. Second of all, the Mission Impossible movies are above all of them are above 90% on Rotten Tomatoes. They're just that good. So, I mean, they need to realize that AI, it's the future or whatever, but like AI is good in some situations like healthcare or in other situations, but not like when it comes to like acting or producing or directing. Like you can't create an entire movie based off of AI. You can't create a reality TV show off of AI. Like, you know, like we see with Secret Invasion, the intro is all AI because they didn't have the people in place to make the introduction. So yeah, it worked, but it's only for short term. AI is not long term. So you have to support your actors, you have to support your writers, your producers, your directors, because they're the ones that are putting the money in these people's pockets, you know, and the people who have the money in their pockets are the ones that, you know, are driving around in these luxurious cars and, you know, having these mansions and whatnot. And the people who actually put in the work can barely afford groceries. Like, come on.
Right.
You know, like they gotta have stability in their lives too. So why treat them any differently? Why not, you know, pay them more? Like what's so hard about that? I really don't know why. I think I understand the reason why. It's because it's just a greed thing, and greed is everywhere. So wherever you go, there's always going to be greed. Somebody's going to want more money than the next person. You know, want to stick their whole hand in the cookie jar and take all the cookies and everything. So I don't know. I'm hoping this doesn't have a long impact on movies and everything. I know because of the strike, they just randomly just started releasing trailers because I guess they wanted to get those out there before all that happened.
Yep.
Like Willy Wonka, Mission Impossible, all those things. So, but I think Mission Impossible has already been out. So, mainly like Willy Wonka and everything. I was surprised when I saw that trailer. I was like, oh wow, they're already working on that. So, yeah, man. I mean, it's a hard business, you know. But,
Absolutely.
You gotta support your people. Yeah, that's first and foremost.
Yeah, absolutely. And I brought it up too, also because I know there's a lot of like San Diego Comic-Con is coming up this week as of this recording of the podcast, and for us locally, where for people in North Carolina, they got a GalaxyCon happening at the end of this month. And a lot of actors, I'm like, I was telling the guys earlier, I'm not sure if they're gonna show up now because of the writer's strike and the actors strike, because they can't talk about any of their projects. So, you know, I know they got Karen Gillan supposed to be there in North Carolina. She plays Nebula in the Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Right.
I already know Charlie Cox, Daredevil, he already canceled this week. He was supposed to be there. He was a nice guy. I briefly met him in Richmond. His accent caught me off guard. I forgot that he's like British.
Yeah, he's British.
But nice guy. Same with Vincent D'Onofrio. I met him in Richmond. He was nice. It was just kind of like one of those surreal moments where it was like, in my mind, I'm like, that's the Kingpin right there. But yeah, I mean, you know, like I said, I hope they resolve it because, you know, our entertainment's being impacted, people's livelihoods. And then, you know, fun stuff like conventions are being impacted too. I know people spend a lot of money to go to those Comic-Cons and stuff, and it's just like, you know, they're gonna have to get refunds if people cancel. So,
walk around the whole time.
Yeah, and then they're gonna be, you know, shoulder to shoulder like we were in Richmond. So they're gonna be.
No, that was Anime Con. Anime Con was nuts.
Yeah, Anime Con. Yeah, and then when And then of course, like when we went to Richmond and this past March, it was crazy. It was just that body heat. But yeah,
the stench.
the stench. Listeners, you know we talked about it before, but like that was the most packed con I ever been to in my life. In Richmond, it was just insanity. And me and the guys here, we were running around looking for the gaming room for a hot minute, and that was funny. I know we spent like what 30 minutes looking for the gaming room, and then
Bro,
we was
like more like 45.
45
Easily.
minutes. Yeah, 45 minutes looking for the gaming room, and I was like, "Where is it?" Because we thought we had to leave and go to a different building, and they were telling us all these different things, and then it was in like some weird place where we had to go down and under, and I don't know, it was crisscross and stuff. I was like, man. But yeah, that's all I wanted to say about that. Fun times, and we'll definitely be back at GalaxyCon Richmond next year.
Word.
Hopefully, we'll be doing a panel because we were supposed to do it this year, but we had that weird and late time slot. So. Yeah. Yeah, I think I covered, listeners, everything that I wanted to talk about for this episode. Unless the guys had some other things they wanted to talk about.
Nothing on my mind.
Big excited for Deadpool 3. I know production is halted, but those images of Hugh Jackman and my man's out there looking like Deadpool and Wolverine, bro. Yo,
yeah,
we getting that classic costume.
Oh yeah,
finally,
come on, man. I'm so happy for Ryan Reynolds and Hugh Jackman, man. They really pushed for this movie.
Oh yeah.
I'm thinking that's gonna be like another multiverse movie. They're saying Halle Berry's gonna be back as Storm. Pretty much the whole original cast is gonna be
right. You know what they're saying? They're saying that the plot might be Deadpool kills the entire Fox universe, like kind of like how he killed the whole Marvel universe.
I'm weak.
That would be crazy if he did that, because he already started doing it in Deadpool 2 in the after credits. Like he was rewriting history.
Yeah,
that's true. That would be funny and dope too. I would be down for that.
Same here. That'd be different. I'm with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I just thought about it, listeners. Nintendo did have a direct. I'm super hyped for the Batman collection coming to Switch in October.
Oh yeah.
As well as the new Super Mario Wonder.
Bro.
That comes out October 20th, but that's gonna have to wait because that come out the same day as Spider-Man 2.
Sorry.
Sorry, Nintendo, but that's gonna have to wait till later.
Yeah.
And of course, the Metal Gear collection that's coming to Switch and PS5 comes with the classic Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3.
That is crazy.
All in one collection, and I think some of the SNES games too.
Right.
So yeah, I'm hyped for that collection. So there's a lot coming on this fall that my wallet's gonna be hurting from. So
yeah, bro, I'm still hyped from that Metal Gear Solid 4 trailer. Was it 4 or 3? What was it?
You talking about the remake from Metal Gear Solid?
Yeah, the remake. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hyped for that.
The PlayStation showcase.
Yeah.
Or Capcom showcase or whatever it was.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. I can't wait for that.
Yeah, that trailer was nuts.
Yeah.
All
right.
Yeah,
I think that's it for me. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I wanted to cover or came to mind. I think that was the last bit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's all I can think about. Oh, listeners, we definitely got TikTok. Definitely come through. We just be dropping whatever comes in our minds.
Yes, please follow the TikTok. A lot of good gameplay videos are up there. And just support. You'll be seeing a lot more from us on that platform. So yeah,
please comment on everything.
Yeah, show love. And nothing but nostalgia.
Yep.
Absolutely. Well, listeners, it was good catching up. Again, we'll be back with more content regularly. Also, again, I really appreciate this. I told the guys we aren't the biggest podcast, but I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate the 300, 200 to 300 subscribers that we have. It's more like
Hey,
300.
Come on.
I know there's a lot of podcasts that cover the same content that we do and post a little bit more regularly, but for y'all just to consistently listen whenever we drop something and just kind of support us, I just again appreciate it, because when I started this, I didn't think anybody would listen. So just to see that growth and see us still getting likes and follows on the Facebook page and people commenting and messaging, it just means a lot. And I just appreciate it. And I'm dedicated to growing this podcast along with these guys who've just been with me since day one. I really appreciate them as well. Yeah, it's just to the moon, man. I feel like, next day is going to be 1,000 subscribers. If we keep pushing, I'm trying to get my life together so I can post more content so we can kind of grow a little bit more. But again, I just feel like we're on the right path and that we're going to make it there if we just keep on pushing, man. And just appreciate everybody in this community with us, man. Like,
Absolutely.
yeah, no doubt. The feeling is mutual, bro. Like, we couldn't have done it without you, dog.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for giving us a chance, man.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Sure.
for sure. All right, listeners. Again, appreciate y'all. Again, share the podcast and the TikTok. Let's grow this thing and keep on pushing forward, y'all. Until the next episode. Peace.
Deuces.
See y'all later.